Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Kristen, this is my booktube, and I forgot to record an intro and an outro for this video for this week, so we're doing it now, after the fact. But for this week's video, I really wanted to do just a week in my life kind of video, where I just take you guys with me through a typical week in my life. I have been trying to get my apartment in order, which, spoiler alert, it's not completely in order yet, but I did make a lot of headway this week. So mainly my week this week revolved around going to work, number one, finishing reading the books that I was currently in the middle of so that I could start a new series, and organizing my apartment. My parents had brought over some more stuff of mine from their house, so I had a lot of boxes just strewn about this apartment, and I needed to get those in order, at least a little bit. So those were the three main focuses of this week, and just because those are the things I was focusing on, this video kind of turned into a little bit of a productivity / reading vlog, but that's fine, that's what I was up to this week, so hopefully it's enjoyable for you all. But yeah, without any further ado, let's just go ahead and get into this very busy but productive week in my life.
Alrighty, me again. I am currently sitting on the stairs in my entryway because I have been working in my garage for the last 30 or so minutes, mostly because I have all my Christmas stuff taken down, but it was in boxes, in bags and things just sitting in my living room. And I want to store it in my garage, but I had a lot of empty boxes in my garage and other things that needed to be organized. So I decided to tackle that. And now that I've broken down all the boxes, I've taken most of the holiday stuff that is already boxed up and other miscellaneous boxes from upstairs down to the garage. I'm thinking that I want to go to Costco and get some more clear tubs to pack this stuff away in. Right now, most of my holiday stuff is in cardboard boxes, and it works. It's worked for me for the last 5 or so years. However, I would rather be able to physically see into the boxes. So I think I'm going to get some clear storage tubs to put my holiday decorations in. And so I think I'm going to run out to Costco first because I know I've gotten some clear plastic tubs from there before, and they were cheaper than going to Home Depot or somewhere like that and buying them individually because they come in packs of 3. That I'm also wanting to look for a shelf for my garage, and I'm going to look at Costco and see if they have anything like that would work for my garage. And then if they don't, I'm going to, either way, I need to go to Home Depot. If Costco doesn't have the rack thing that I'm looking for, I'm gonna look over there and see if they have one that I like. And I also have a couple other things that I need, I need a light bulb for one of these lights in my hallway, and I have a couple other little things like that I want to get at Home Depot. It's kind of like figuring out the order of operations. In order for me to bring all my Christmas stuff down here and put it away, I need better organization. In order for me to have better organization, I need more clear tubs and things to put all of my stuff in so that my car can still fit in my garage. And then on top of that, it has me I should just go ahead and buy the shelf that I want. So hopefully at the end of this, I will have a more organized garage and all of my Christmas stuff put away. That is the goal, at least. And if I don't get the shelf today, that's not the end of the world because I can still stack the boxes where the shelf would go and be able to park my car in my garage still. So that is what I'm going to be doing now. I also need to go to the gym. So while I'm out, I want to head to the gym. I think I have about an hour left of the audiobook that I'm listening to, so I can go ahead and wrap that up as well. So that is my plan right now. It's only about 11 a.m. This is the state of the garage right now. All of these are random boxes that I have from moving, stuff like that. They're boxes for appliances that I want to keep so that they are protected when I move again. My TV one back there. These 2 are for my monitors. That's for my air fryer, my KitchenAid, Keurig. All of those boxes are here. And then if you hear a whirring, it's this little space heater that I have plugged in because it is chilly in this garage and I was low-key getting a little cold. So I brought this out here. It usually stays under my desk for when my feet get cold, and it just helps give a little bit of warmth to the room. But yeah, and then that's my Christmas tree. That's another Christmas tree. I have these 2 wreaths here. And as you can see, there's a lot of leaves and debris that need to be cleaned up in here as well. And I do have this little closet that has my water heater and stuff in it, so some stuff will be able to fit in there. Probably more of this stuff that I don't really need until I move. And yeah, and then there's my little pile of firewood in the corner. I need to get some more firewood too, but that is not something I'm focusing on right now. But yeah, so this is what we're working with right now. There are still some holiday decorations upstairs that I need to pack away into boxes, but instead of putting them into cardboard boxes, I want to get some more clear tubs. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop in my car and run those errands, just close this up, and then when I come back, hopefully I will have all of the tools that I need to organize my garage so that I can put my car back in here, because this is where it's supposed to be.
Good morning, everyone. Today is Monday, February 19th, and it is about 6:30 in the morning. I woke up a little bit ago, as you would have seen, and I have about an hour and a half before I need to head to the office to go to work. So I want to use that time to do something productive, as is the theme of this vlog. So this morning, I really want to squeeze in some reading before I head to work, since I do still have 2 physical books that I'm working on finishing so that I can start Throne of Glass. We're still on that journey. I haven't finished it yet, which shouldn't be a surprise. I guess these vlogs overlapped a little bit. So it really hasn't been much time at all since we last spoke about the books that I have to finish reading. And the book I'm going to be reading this morning is going to be You're Invited. So I'm going to get ready for work first, get everything situated so that I am ready to walk out the door. And then I'm going to sit down and just do some reading of this book until it is time to head to work. There's not much else that I have to say this morning. My brain is not all the way turned on yet. So yeah, let's just go ahead and start the day. Alrighty friends, checking back in. It is a little after 8:30 now, so it is time for me to head into work. I read about 40 or so pages since we last spoke. I don't remember exactly what page number I was on to begin with. It was somewhere in like the 170s or something like that, maybe like 160s. And I'm currently on page 214 of 375. There's a little visual if you need it. This is how much I have left, and things are heating up. People are spying on one another, trying to get dirt on one another. There is a lot of snooping going on by pretty much every character in this book. So that's interesting because it makes for a wide list of suspects with a lot of motives. So I really don't know who to be most suspicious of right now, which is a good place to be in with like 150 pages left. Hopefully that means that the ending will be really good. It will be a little bit of a twist for me since I don't really have any suspicions right now. So that is my reading update for this, and now it is time to go to work. So I'm gonna take the rest of my coffee with me to the office. So yeah, let's go ahead and get going so that we could get this week started.
Alrighty, friends. It is a lot later now. It is almost 6:40, I think. I just got home from the gym. I didn't film anything because I'm not gonna lie, I had a bit of a frustrating end to my day at work. It's nothing earth-shattering that happened at work. It's just some very tedious and annoying things that I had to deal with that were no fault of mine or anyone that I work closely with. But it was just annoying and it gave me a headache at the end of the day, and I just didn't feel like filming. I wasn't in the mood to film anything, and I honestly didn't even think about it. So that's why we did not have an update before now. But just to fill you in, I did go to work. Obviously, I've said this before, but Mondays are my really busy days at work. At work, my weeks are front loaded, so I have a ton of things to do on Monday mornings, and then it kind of tapers off throughout the week. So Mondays are my busiest and most challenging days, and today was no exception. It was very busy, so much so that I did not listen to an audiobook or anything like that. I was nose to the grindstone working all day until I blinked, looked at the clock, and it was 4:40. So I packed up all of my stuff and I made my way to the gym, even though I really did not want to go to the gym. I was so not in the mood to go. But I went anyway because I had everything with me and I knew that I just needed to go and do something. I didn't do my full workout that I was supposed to do today because, like I mentioned, I had a little bit of a headache, and I know that it was like a tension headache from looking at screens and everything that I was doing today, because I have already drank pretty much half a gallon of water today, so it wasn't a dehydration headache. And as I went through my workout, it kind of went away a little bit. I still have the tiniest hint of a headache, but it's pretty much mostly gone now. So yeah, once I got to the gym, because I had a headache and I was in a bad mood, I did an abridged version of my workout, if you can call it that. I did a couple of the weightlifting exercises that I had planned, and then I just did some cardio. I got on the Stairmaster and did that for about 10 minutes at the end, and I was sweating by the end. Even though I didn't do the whole workout, going to the gym and doing what I feel like I can do is better than me just coming home because I'm frustrated and I don't feel like going to the gym. So I'm proud of myself for actually making it there and doing a little bit of a workout. I'm not going to sit on this couch and relax all night though, as much as I want to. I don't even think I really physically could, because my couch is mostly boxes right now, as is a good portion of my apartment. So the productivity does not stop here. I am going to do some more unpacking, organizing of the things that my parents brought me, and hopefully clear off some of my couch so that I have more space to potentially lounge later in the week. But yeah, so I got 9 plastic tubs in total to put various things in that I want to pack away in my garage. And I'm going to start tonight by putting some of the Christmas stuff in some of these bins. And then I'm going to move on to going through some of the boxes that I have just strewn about my apartment so that I can hopefully get this place into a more organized working order by the end of this. I don't think I'm going to show you any of my mess because that's just embarrassing and I don't want to share that on the internet. But yeah, so that is my plan. So let's just see how much we can accomplish in the last couple hours of this evening.
Good morning, everyone. It is the next day. It is a little after 6 a.m. and I woke up not too long ago, and I actually wanted to get up a little bit earlier than this, but I failed to set my alarms early enough. So we're getting started at 6 today instead of at 5 like I wanted, but that's fine. So last time we talked, I think I was about to start doing some cleaning, and I did do that. I got all of my Christmas stuff organized into 3 of the clear tubs from I think 4 cardboard boxes worth of stuff. So that's good that it's condensed down a little bit. And then after I finished that, I was already close to around 8:15, 8:30. And because I wanted to get up early, I knew that I needed to go to sleep pretty soon. So I ended up drawing a line there and just heading to bed. So I didn't do a ton last night. I was pretty tired after my long day and the workout, all of that stuff. I will take some progress over no progress at this point. But yeah, I still have 6 tubs left downstairs. I have Halloween stuff that I want to repack and put in those clear tubs. And then I'll have to reevaluate from there and see what else I want to put in my garage in those tubs. I don't know if I ever updated. I didn't actually buy the wire shelving that I was looking at. I did find one that I wanted at Home Depot, but I'm gonna be honest, it was really heavy. I didn't have one of the flatbed carts. I had just a regular shopping cart, and I didn't really feel like lifting it into the cart and then trying to get it into my car to take it home, because also my car is full of cardboard right now because of all the boxes that I broke down in my garage, and I need to take them to a recycling center. So I didn't actually have that much room in my car either. But I do know the shelf that I want. I just haven't ordered it yet or purchased it in store and taken it home. So right now I'm just focusing on packing my boxes and putting those down in the garage. Also, a reading update, I guess. I didn't actually read anything else last night because once I finished doing that packing, I was too tired to sit and actually read You're Invited. I would have just fallen asleep straight away, so I didn't even attempt to read anything out of there. But hopefully we will have some more time to do some reading today. That is the goal, at least. That was the recap of last night. So the plan for this morning is I need to go to the gym and do an upper body workout. After that, I need to go to the office. I do have some furniture being delivered today. The window is 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's just a couple things from IKEA, like another storage shelf thing for my closet. I think it's technically a bookshelf, but it's really skinny, so I'm going to put it in my closet because the shelves in my closet are set up weird. I don't know if we've talked about that before. But there is one rail and shelf in my closet that I basically can't use because it's really high up, and I can only put things that I don't really need to access that actively up there. So it's kind of just a wasted shelf. And then I also have another bookshelf coming for my room so that I actually have enough room for all of the books that are currently unhoused in my living room. And so it's not like something big like a couch or something that I have to sign for and be here when they deliver it. They're just going to leave it on my front porch. And since I'm going to work out in the morning, that gives me more time after work for other things like continuing to clean. Plan for today, go to the gym, go to the office. Then after I am done with work, I'm going to put together the IKEA furniture so that I can move it into my room. And then the rest of the evening will be spent organizing my room. So yeah, that is it for my update as of right now. And I'm gonna go get ready for the gym and get started with my day. And I will check in with you guys later.
Alrighty, friends, it is later now. It is a little after 8 o'clock. So I just finished my upper body workout and my arms are so tired. If there's a little shake in the camera, I apologize. It's because my arms are dead tired right now. On my way to the gym, in order to motivate myself a little bit, I did get myself a little post-workout treat in the form of a vanilla latte from a coffee shop that is across the street. So I'm going to head home, take a shower, and then head to work. I don't think that I'm going to have time to do any reading before work, but that's okay. I still got my workout in, and the rest of the plan still stands as of right now. So yeah, let's just go ahead and head home and get started with the actual work of the day. The work that I get paid to do. Alrighty, y'all. It is later now. I think it's about 5:30, something like that. I am home from work. I have changed into more comfy clothes. My IKEA stuff got delivered. So we're going to put some of this stuff together. I don't know if I'm going to put it all together tonight, but I do at least want to put together that real tall one, because that's the one that's going to go in my closet, and I'm going to put all of my workout clothes on. And then the other shorter one is a small bookcase, like the shorter ones in my living room, and that's going to go in my bedroom. And then the last thing that came in that order is I got a couple doors for some of these little cubbies in the Kallax shelving unit thing from IKEA. So that is my IKEA haul. Aren't you glad you tuned in for that? Yeah, so that is my plan for the time being. I'm going to listen to a podcast while I do so and just get to work. So let's go ahead and get to it, shall we? Alrighty, friends, and just like that, the shelf is put together. I wanted a more open storage solution for all my workout clothes. I think I talked about that earlier, but my last apartment had a built-in shelf like this, and that's where I put them all, so this bookcase seemed like the best solution to get that same kind of vibe. I'm not going to put anything on this tonight just because I do want to mount it to the wall so it doesn't topple forward, and I don't know where my screws are. So until I find my screws, this is just gonna chill in here like this. So now I have this bookshelf to house all of my scattered books that are just strewn about. And I also have this bookshelf for some more storage space. Alrighty guys, it is now about 8:15. I have finished both of the bookcases, as you would have seen. I had to take out my contacts because my eyes started getting irritated because I'm not used to wearing my contacts for like 12 hours a day anymore. So I had to go take care of that, and my eyes are still a little irritated, but alas, we powered through. And yeah, so I have both bookcases finished now. I am very tired between my workout this morning and all of the manual labor that I just did assembling those bookcases. My arms are totally shot. Like, I can barely hold this camera up, as you can probably tell, because I'm pretty sure it's like kind of cockeyed. But yeah, let me fix that. There we go. But yeah, so I am pretty sleepy. I think I'm gonna get ready to go to bed. Even though it's only 8:15, I am just so sleepy, and maybe it'll help me get up and be productive again tomorrow morning. Alrighty. Good morning, everyone. It is a little before 6 a.m. right now. I woke up at about 5:30, but I just kind of laid in bed for a little bit and then finally got up around 5:45, brushed my teeth, made myself a matcha latte, and now it's time to get started with my day. So the reason why I'm up so early is so that I can join the last bit of the early morning study session for Accepted Society for a little bit of motivation while I work on some content ideas. I'm trying to get more of my ducks in a row and actually like have a plan for my filming and uploading for this channel, for TikTok, for Instagram. I'm just trying to be more present on all social media and really make sure that I'm putting forethought into the things that I'm doing and not just flying by the seat of my pants, which is essentially what I've been doing for the last year. So yeah, I'm gonna join this session for another hour or so, and then I'm gonna get ready to go to work. So yeah,
that is the plan, and I will check back in a little bit once I have some more to say, I guess.
Alrighty, friends, I am checking back in. It is now the end of the day. It is currently about 3:15 in the afternoon, and I am home from work just a little bit earlier than normal. Now that I am home, it is time to focus all of the remaining energy that I have for the day into organizing my room/closet. Now that I have built those bookshelves and I have more shelf storage space, I am hoping that I can get my room pretty much squared away by the time I go to bed tonight. And then it will just leave pretty much my living room to be tackled over the rest of the week. Now, where we left off on this project last night was I had put the bookcases together, moved them into their respective places in my room, and I just needed to mount them to the wall so they don't like topple forward. Really only the tall, skinny bookcase is the one that I'm concerned about. The shorter one, you know, it has like a lower center of gravity, a wider base. I don't think it's really gonna topple forward. Even if it does, my bed is there to catch it, so it's not that big of a deal for the smaller one. But for the one in my closet, since it is so tall and skinny, I can definitely see that one becoming too top heavy and toppling over, and that is not something that I want to have happen. That one at least needs to be mounted to the wall. And I didn't have the energy to look for my screws last night to do the mounting, so I just decided to call it a night. I have since found my box of screws, so now that I have found the screws, I can make sure that that tall, skinny bookcase is secure, and then I can start putting things on the shelf. So those are the things that I want to get done tonight. We'll see how far I make it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, y'all, this is what we've got going. And this is pretty much all I'm gonna do tonight. I've gotten my room fairly tidied up from the state it was in earlier, so I'm happy with it. So I think for the rest of the evening, I'm going to chill out on the couch for a little bit. I'm gonna watch some TV, have some dinner, and then I'm gonna try to go to bed, well, go lay in bed pretty early. I'm thinking around like 8 or so. And then I'm gonna bring my book and then I'm just gonna read until I fall asleep. So that is the game plan for tonight. And yeah, it's about 5 o'clock right now. So I need to start figuring out what I'm gonna do for dinner and get my evening started so that I can go to bed nice and early and wake up early and do it all again. Alrighty, good morning everyone. It is the next day. Today is Thursday, February 22nd. I was very, very tired last night. After the last time I checked in, I was falling asleep on my couch watching TV and it was only like 6 o'clock. Absolutely ridiculous, but I was just very tired from the day. And then that was also after me doing more unpacking and organizing. So I guess that just kind of took the wind out of me and I was dead tired for the rest of the evening. And I ended up falling asleep around 8:30 and may have been more like 9. But in any case, that is very early for me at least to fall asleep. And before I fell asleep, I did manage to read a little bit more of this book, only probably about 10 or so pages. I didn't really keep track of how much I read last night. I was just trying to read until I could not keep my eyes open anymore. And it just so happened that it didn't take that long because I was very tired. As a general update, we are now on page 220 of this book, and there are 375 pages total, so I have about 150 more pages left of this book. Today, I am working from home, so I don't have to get ready to go to the office or anything like that. So it is currently about 7 a.m., so I have about an hour and a half, 2-ish hours before I need to log on to work. And so I figured since I have plenty of sleep now, I'm feeling pretty energized, pretty awake. I figured it would be a good time to continue reading this book and just kind of chip away a bit more at the last 150 pages. I still don't really have a prime suspect in all of this. I still think that Spencer, the fiance, is a bit sus. I don't fully trust the main character because she does seem to have some sort of undiagnosed mental illness of some sort. To me, it seems like she's showing signs of OCD or something kind of like that. She has obsessions with numbers and patterns, and whether those numbers that she sees, whether it be on a calendar, on a clock, on a street address, of what those numbers mean, whether they're good or bad. For example, repeating numbers she sees as a good omen. Numbers in sequential order, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, she sees as vaguely good but not totally a good sign. And then numbers that don't form a pattern at all, and I believe odd numbers as well, give her a feeling of dread, like something bad is going to happen. The reason why I'm tentative to say what I think is up with the main character is because, one, I'm not a therapist, so I'm not qualified to make any sort of diagnoses / judgments on this main character. And two, that could also easily be something that is like more superstition than anything else. I think we all know some superstitious people, or at least I do. I know people that think that if a black cat crosses your path, it's bad luck. People that think that $2 bills are bad luck. Breaking a mirror is 7 years of bad luck. I know people like that. And, there's the thing of like, it's 1111, make a wish, or angel numbers, things like that. It's not necessarily linked to a mental disorder, but just the way that she talks about it seems more obsessive than the people that I know that are superstitious. So that's why I kind of think that there is something up with the main character. I can't put my finger on what it is, but that's why I don't fully trust her, because she is giving signs that she might not be a reliable narrator. But that being said, she's still not my prime suspect. There are so many people in this book that have reasons to want the bride to just disappear. And the more that I find out about Kavi and her family, the deeper the well of suspicion goes with everyone that is at this party. And it is not a small wedding party. It is a big event. They said that they basically rented out a giant hotel in Sri Lanka to have this wedding party. So at this point, with 150 pages left, I feel like I am still just kind of along for the ride and taking in information. So hopefully the last 150 pages really capitalize on that, on all of the misdirection that's been going on for the first 220 pages of the book. As long as they're decent plot twists and they make sense, I feel like I'm gonna be happy with it. But yeah, we're never gonna find out if we don't keep reading. So let's go ahead and just do some more reading for the next hour and a half or so. Alrighty, friends, it is later now. It is about 8:40, and it is time for me to get ready to log on to work. I was able to get through another 50-ish pages of this book, so there's a little visual. This is what I have left. I am on page 278 out of 375-ish, so we have under 100 pages left, and I should hopefully be able to finish this either today or tomorrow. So either way, this book should be finished in this vlog. And in this book, things are starting to come together. The lies are starting to unravel, and we're starting to understand what the animosity is in Kavi's family and all of the lies that have been told between family members and also between the family and Amaya and literally everyone else in the city of Colombo. I also forgot to mention before that Amaya not only has the obsession with numbers and patterns as signs, she also obsessively stalks Kavi online. So Kavi is like an influencer on YouTube/social media. She posts on Instagram a lot. And Amaya has made multiple fake accounts to follow and comment on Kavi's Instagram posts and like pretends to be several different people, which is very odd to me. It's very creepy, very stalkerish. And, you know, there's a difference between having like one burner account to like see what your ex-best friend is doing. Even that's a little sus to me, but she has like 4 different accounts and she like switches between all of these accounts to go like and comment on Kavi's page. So it's not even like she's just kind of lurking. She is like actively pretending to be other people and stalk Kavi in any way that she can. So that's another thing about the main character that makes me not really fully trust her, and I forgot to mention that earlier. But Amaya's not the only one that does stuff like that in this book. There are other characters that are pretending to be other people in order to manipulate Amaya or Kavi or other characters in this book, and all of the lies and things are starting to be revealed. So this last 100 pages is probably going to be pretty insane. We also finally got a POV from Kavi in this book about her proposal and the rushed wedding. And now we are also finding out that Kavi and Spencer aren't as happy as they may seem to the outside world. Basically, the moral of this story is appearances can be deceiving. That is kind of the gist of every conflict that's going on in this book. This book is just a group of people that are lying to each other, lying to the world to keep up appearances and make people believe that they have this perfect life that is not actually factual at all. But yeah, I'm gonna go get changed and get started with my work day. And then a little bit later, maybe after work, we can pick this book back up and finish it. And then I will be one step closer to being able to start Throne of Glass. Good morning. Today is Friday, February 23rd, and you may hear some birds chirping outside, and that is because it is currently about 6:30 in the morning. I did get a little bit more of this book read last night. Once again, I was so dead tired from cleaning and organizing my room that I fell asleep pretty quickly. This time I think I made it to after 9 o'clock at least, so that's something, I guess, but I was very sleepy. So we didn't finish this book last night, but we did inch ever closer to finally being done with it. So in this book, I am currently on page 293 out of 375, so that is how much I have left, a little over 75 pages. And it is only 6:30, so I should have plenty of time to finish this before I start work for the day. Like I said yesterday, we are getting more of Kavi's point of view leading up to the wedding, which is explaining quite a bit, and it's making some things come to light a little bit more. But I still have several questions that are playing on my mind, and there haven't been any earth-shattering reveals yet, just a bit more foreshadowing into what Spencer has lied about, what Kavi has lied about, / what lies have been told to Kavi that she is believing that we as the readers know are not true, and things like that. I think there are still more lies to come out. Everything isn't completely making sense just yet, so I do think that there are more lies to be revealed. And we also still don't know what happened to Kavi. That's the whole point of this book. She disappears, and we don't know who did it or why, if she's alive, if she's dead. We know nothing about what happened to Kavi. She is a missing person. The way I'm holding this book makes it look like I only have 3 fingers. I have a 4th one. It's just holding my place, but I just thought that looked weird. Anyways, enough of my early morning ramblings. Let's just go ahead and get into this so that we can finish it. Alrighty, friends. It is later now. It's about 9 o'clock. I just finished You're Invited. And the plot twists were pretty good, I will say. Like I said before, there were a lot of people in this book that could have potentially had beef with Kavi and been behind her whole disappearance. And it kind of turned out to be more of a Gone Girl kind of situation. I still haven't read that book. I should probably stop making comparisons to that book without reading it. But nonetheless, by saying that, all I mean is that it turned out to be an inside job, if you will. Like, Kavi was in on it. And throughout the book, we get hints of her mother being a very calculated, ruthless kind of person. Kavi's disappearance turns out to be a elaborate plan Kavi and Amaya put together. Kavi's whole thing is that she is so obsessed with keeping her image intact, and she will do anything to keep her image pristine, to keep her reputation pure. And so when she finds out all of these things that Spencer has been lying to her about, instead of just calling off the wedding because that would look bad on her and her family, she ultimately decides that she needs to run away, that she needs to make it look like her and Spencer got in a fight, he hit her, and she is leaving him because of it. And this is the plan that she and Amaya come up with. She has Amaya punch her in the face, mess up her room, really make it look like Spencer did a number on her. Although Spencer does have a past of being abusive, he has never hit Kavi, but she is using this fact of his past to get out of her wedding currently. And they have this elaborate plan. She's going to fly to Singapore early in the morning, so it just looks like she just straight up disappeared, and the only person that knew about that was Amaya. Or so they thought. And as Kavi is literally trying to leave the hotel to go to the airport to execute this disappearance, she is stopped by her mother in the hallway, who basically tells her, like, this is a stupid plan. I don't know why you thought this plan would work. I've come up with a better one. And so her mother essentially helps her get rid of Spencer and cover it up, and uses a disgruntled employee that Kavi had fired earlier in the book as the fall guy. He had already shown up several times, threatening Kavi because of the havoc that being fired has wreaked on his life. He completely blames Kavi for it. They essentially make it look like he murdered Spencer, and then there was a struggle with the gun that he had, and Amaya and Kavi accidentally killed him as well. So at least in Kavi's mother's mind, that ties up a lot more of the loose ends. And the last couple pages, we really see how Kavi's mother is so cold and calculating and self-obsessed, I guess, that she doesn't even have any remorse for what she's done. And seemingly doesn't really have much empathy at all. So in the end, her mother looks like such a monster. And then she even says something along the lines of, I guess we all end up turning into our mothers, and I am well on my way to turning into mine. And that's how the book ends. So really some good revelations and good plot twists in this book. It wasn't the most thrilling thriller that I've read, but the plot twists in it were really good, and I really did enjoy the whole story of it. It was so, I don't want to say convoluted, because convoluted has a negative connotation, but it was so full of red herrings and misdirections that actually made sense to the story. They weren't the kind that were just put in there just to throw the reader off. Like, every misdirection that was in this book and made me question characters made sense to the story. And so I think that the writing in this book was really well done, and I did really enjoy it. I think overall I'll probably give it a 4, just because it was really good, but it did kind of lack the creepy moments that I really enjoy in a thriller. I was never really feeling the panic or adrenaline when reading this book. And that may have been the way that it was told, because it does have that past-present perspective. But even so, overall, I really enjoyed this book, and I think that it is a pretty good whodunit thriller type book. And I did enjoy the change of scenery, it being in Sri Lanka. I got to learn a little bit about Sri Lankan weddings and wedding customs and things like that. So that was also very interesting. So yeah, overall, really enjoyed this book. And now we have one more book with 100 pages left in it, standing between me and Throne of Glass. If you keep seeing me look over here, it's because I am looking at the Throne of Glass series on my bookshelf. And I just look at it every day and I'm like, soon, I promise. Unfortunately, now it is time for me to go to work, so I don't have time to work on reading that right now. But I do want to spend some time after work trying to finish that book. But yeah, I need to get to work now, and I will check in with you guys a bit later.
Alrighty. Good morning, everyone. It is a new day. Today is Saturday, February 24th, and it is about 7:30 in the morning. And the reason why I'm up this early is because I once again fell asleep at like 8 o'clock last night, except this time I fell asleep on my couch. And then I woke up at like 11 and had to mosey into bed. So I've been up for about an hour already. I've changed my clothes. I've put on some gym clothes because I do want to go to the gym today. And that is one of the things on today's to-do list, along with some other things. So before I venture off and start my day, I just wanted to give you a little rundown of what my plan for today is. So I need to do my laundry. This apartment did not come with a washer and dryer, and I have not rented them or purchased them on my own yet. So I have been using my parents' washer and dryer because they only live about 40 minutes away from me. And I haven't washed my clothes in a while. So I am going to take all my laundry over to my parents' house so I can get that done and have clothes to wear for the next couple weeks. And my parents are actually out of town. They are camping in a different area in the Metroplex with the dogs. So I will have their house all to myself while I do that, in which time I am going to focus on reading more of this book. Since my laundry is going to take a little bit, I figured it would be the perfect time to sit down with this book and just make some headway. Then after all my laundry is done, I do want to swing by the gym and get a quick workout in before heading out to the campsite where my parents are and visiting them for a little bit. And then hopefully that will be where we can wrap up this vlog. And yeah, so that's pretty much my plan for the day. I also need to go to the recycling center in Denton. There's not a really good drop-off recycling center near where I live, at least not that I found yet. And I do know where the big recycling center in Denton is, so I also need to swing by there because I have a lot of cardboard to recycle. I did put it in my car when I was cleaning out my garage last week, so there's just been a bunch of cardboard in my back seat, as you probably would have seen throughout this vlog. So we're gonna get rid of that today. I just haven't had time to before now. Anyways, that's enough rambling, and we should probably just jump right into it so that I can get as much done as possible. So yeah, let's go ahead and get going. Okay, y'all, it is way later now. It is after 3 o'clock and my laundry took a lot longer than I thought it would. So I am just now finishing my laundry. Don't think I'm gonna make it to the gym today because I have a million other things to do. So unfortunately, that's gonna have to be struck from the list today in favor of other things. In other more positive news, I did finish Sorry I'm Late, I Didn't Want to Come. And I think I'm going to stick with what I told my book club, and I'm going to end up giving it 4 stars. I think that the only reason this book gets 4 stars from me, aside from more like 3.5, which I think is probably what most other people would give it,
is because of it specifically taking place mostly in London. There are a lot of references to being an American in London that I identified with. There are a lot of references to British comedians that I know of, and different TV shows and other UK cultural things that just landed better with me than it would with other Americans. And this even has been slightly proven in my book club meeting at work for this book. I did get a little bored in parts of this book, but overall I still really enjoyed it. There were parts that I laughed out loud at, but I think that it just barely squeaks into the 4-star category for me. That is my reading update. All of my laundry is done now, so I'm going to quickly pack it up into my car, and then we are going to head off to the next destination, which is going to be visiting my parents out on Lake Grapevine. I think that's where they are. And seeing them, seeing the dogs, all that stuff. So I need to get going because I thought I would already be out there by now, but I'm not. So this is a very quick check-in, but it's because I'm on a time crunch. So I gotta go, and I will check in with you guys later. Bye.
Alrighty, y'all, so that is where I wanted to end the video. Let's just do a quick recap of everything that I did get accomplished this week. So I know I didn't show much of my apartment, mostly because it was and still kind of is a bit of a disaster. At the beginning of the week, there were just boxes everywhere. I felt very claustrophobic in here, and I felt like I was going a little bit insane. So I literally spent every single evening after work, for the most part, working on putting everything in those boxes away. And though I'm sorry to report that I didn't get it all finished this week, there are still some straggler bits on my coffee table, on my kitchen counters, on my desk in my room. There's still random odds and ends that I have not found places for yet, so I didn't completely finish my goal. Everything is in the right general area. Like when I was unpacking the boxes, if there was something that went in the kitchen, I would just put it on the kitchen counter. If there was something that went in my bathroom, I would put it on my bathroom counter. But I haven't actually gone through to every room and put those things away past that point. So it's not totally complete, but we did make a lot of headway, and I think that I can definitely get everything pretty much organized throughout this week. So I am pretty happy with the progress that I made organization-wise, especially being that I worked all this week. Now let's move on to the books that I finished this week. So I finished 3 books throughout the course of the week, and they were The Catacombs, You're Invited, and Sorry I'm Late, I Didn't Want to Come. And the only reason why I specifically wanted to finish those 3 books in this reading vlog is because I had started those books back in January, and I was still not finished with them yet, but I wanted to move on to Throne of Glass. I have a couple friends that are reading this series, and they have successfully bullied me into purchasing the entire 8-book series myself. So that is the main reason why I was reading these books throughout this week so diligently, and why I wanted to finish them as quickly as I did. It's because I wanted to start this book and I don't have much patience. And I was successful in that. I did finish all 3 books this past week. So now I can move on to Throne of Glass and not feel guilty about it, because I am currently finished with all of the books that I had started in 2024. So we are now ready to move on to this one, which I will probably do later today, but that will be for another vlog. I was also able to do all my laundry. I hadn't done laundry in probably like a month. So it was really nice to be able to get that all done while also killing 2 birds with 1 stone and finishing this book. And then I also got to visit with some family this weekend. So overall, a very productive week. I got to a lot of things on my to-do list, which is always a good feeling. So I'm pretty happy with how my last week went, and hopefully we can carry that productive energy into next week and beyond. But yeah, that is the end of this little productivity reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and leave a like down below and subscribe while you're down there. I put out new videos every single weekend. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!